At first, the ballroom looks soft until the first tray settles into your wrists. You step into the wedding already smiling, already counted, already a little late. A printed event sheet tells you how many plates must look effortless tonight. Guest count sits there like a number, but your arms feel it immediately. Plate timing sounds polite until it starts chasing you between tables. You notice the smile arrives before you do, because it has to. The room wants grace, but the service door behind you wants speed. You carry dinner like it weighs less than the fear beneath it. Nobody claps for the person making the timing look natural. They only notice if one plate lands late, cold, or wrong. So your face stays pleasant, while your hands start negotiating with gravity. Every wedding asks for elegance, then hides the labor inside it. You learn quickly that eye contact matters almost as much as balance. And balance matters more than anyone seated here will ever know. Before the first toast, your wrists already understand what the night wants. No one explains the rules because the rules are already moving. If one section slows down, another section starts feeling it instantly. A full room teaches you that timing is really chain reaction pressure. You are not serving one table, only the illusion that no table waits. The wedding looks calm because your panic stays folded under the smile. Guest count turns into footsteps, trays, pours, clearances, and repeated turns. Plate timing becomes the space between kitchen doors and polite nods. You start hearing urgency inside words that sound completely harmless. Can you clear this means faster than your shoulders want to go? Can you smile more means your face is part of the uniform. The event sheet stays flat while the room grows heavier around it. It never mentions sore fingers, only sequence, count, timing, and flow. You notice how timing pressure travels through the room without raising volume. A look from the captain can move your body faster than speech. And your body learns to answer before your mind finishes translating it. The tray is not the only thing you are carrying tonight. You are carrying the gap between guest expectation and kitchen reality. You are carrying the mood of strangers who paid for perfection.
And you are carrying your own shaking hands, like nobody can see them.
Even the smile has timing, and missing it feels like failure too. You smile while placing plates, while clearing glasses, while swallowing hurry. A softer tone can still push you harder than a shout. A softer tone can still push you harder than a shout. By now, your face knows the role before your body agrees. The ballroom keeps glowing, and you keep disappearing inside the service. Your fingers start tingling under the tray before the entrees are gone. A smile held too long begins to feel heavier than glassware. You clear plates while still carrying the next course in your head. Every turn through the aisle asks your shoulder another private question. A wet patch on the floor changes the meaning of hurry.
You keep smiling anyway, because the room is watching the front of you.
Nobody seated here knows how many times your wrist already corrected itself. They only see the plate arrive, not the tremor beneath it. The aisle narrows when you are carrying the most weight.
And that is when your smile has to look most relaxed. A guest asks for something kindly, and your body still flinches. Because kind requests can still cost seconds you do not have.
You say, of course, while recalculating 3 tables at once. That is the trick here. Warmth on your face, math underneath. Your forearm burns first, then your shoulder, then your lower back. Pain arrives politely, then stays longer than any guest's speech. The tray dips once, and your stomach falls farther than it does.
You recover fast enough that nobody notices her, which almost makes it worse.
When service gets slammed, kindness thins out before the room admits it.
You realize the job is not hard because trays are heavy.
It is hard because every heavy thing arrives carrying somebody's expectation.
Even your careful pace can be called slow when guests start waiting.
So you teach your body to negotiate with elegance and strain. Wrist first, then shoulder, then smile, then whatever pride remains.
The humiliation is not dropping something, though that fear stays close.
It is being told to look brighter while your hands are fading. You carry plates through applause and feel smaller beside every toast. The room keeps celebrating while your body keeps quietly bargaining. You feel closest to snapping when the smile still works perfectly.
Because that is when nobody can tell what it costs.
Then another server steadies a tray edge with 2 quiet fingers.
It is such a small help that it almost hurts more. For one pass, the aisle feels less like a test. You and another server clear a row without losing the rhythm. Somebody whispers "nice save," and your chest believes it too quickly. That tiny mercy carries you farther than the water station ever does. For a minute, you imagine finishing service without feeling ashamed. The plates start landing cleaner, smoother, and closer to the script.
Even your smile begins to feel like it belongs to you again.
Then a late request turns one calm section back into scramble.
One extra need becomes 3 more hands you do not have.
The room shifts, and every table seems hungry at the same time. Your smile stays up, but your wrist starts arguing again.
That earlier kindness still matters, but it cannot slow the wave.
You pivot with a full tray and feel your fingers slipping. A guest thanks you warmly while you are already behind again.
No one designed this moment for comfort, only for flow.
That is when the trap becomes painfully clear to you. You are most visible when you look the least human inside.
And your best service can vanish the second one table waits.
By now, your cheeks ache from holding a room-safe expression. You stop thinking about perfect service
and start thinking smaller. One clean turn without clipping a chair or glass stem. One table cleared before the next line of plates appears. One smile that still feels polite instead of broken. The loophole is small, and you learn it by surviving enough weddings. You stop chasing flawless and start protecting timing, balance, and breath. You stage your route before the next tray ever reaches you. You save your wrist on corners because pride cannot carry plates. And still the room can bury good rhythm under one late turn. So the real skill is not grace alone, but recovery. It is knowing which plate moves now and which apology waits. It is hiding your panic so guests do not inherit it. It is taking one breath before your next room-ready smile. The wedding ends for guests long before it ends in you. Long after the last dance, you are still clearing proof. Glasses empty, linens lift, and the room starts losing its performance.
This is when your face falls quiet and finally belongs to you.
But the soreness stays, because the body keeps cleaner records.
Another wedding will arrive and ask for the same calm again.
Your labor disappears so the romance can look untouched by effort. And that disappearance is what follows you home afterward. No one asks if your hand still shakes opening the door.
No one photographs the smile after it stops being useful.
But your jaw remembers, and your wrist remembers, and your shoulders remember.
By morning, the glamour is gone, and the ache stays honest. You learn the wedding was never built to hold your strain.
It was built to hide it behind one more perfect smile.
If this story stayed with you, let it stay a moment longer. Subscribe for more lives hidden behind the work people celebrate.